I'm going to get started on your reading. Before I do, I'd like to explain to you how I do my readings. What I do is kind of spread the cards out, get my general feel, my gut instinct, and then I go through my tarot books and kind of get the actual meaning. And then what I do is make a Mod Podge list, make a note in my notebook, and that way it just keeps me focused when I'm trying to do my video readings. It kind of keeps me in line, and so I don't forget some things since I have a bad memory. The reading I chose for you was a general horseshoe spread. I did do the general 7 card spread, but I like to pull clarification cards at the end. It kind of summarizes how I feel about the whole reading, and then it could touch base on stuff that I've missed, and so that's just something I like to do at the end. So you get a little bonus at the end. So since this is general, it could refer to money, it could refer to work, it could refer to family, love, romance, general, anything basically. But the feeling I got from these cards, it refers to your love and relationships. You didn't really tell me what you were looking for in a general or in a reading. I usually ask, but I figured I'd wing it and see what the cards come up with. So yeah, let's get started. This first card is going to represent your past or issues that kind of came about that brings you to today. And this is the 5 of Wands. It talks about petty problems, delays, frustrations, conflicts. There's blockages happening, tension and upset, annoyance, walking on eggshells, little things adding up, time to gain perspective. So we haven't really talked too much. I honestly don't really know you. But when I was doing this reading, I feel like you and your husband or ex-boyfriend really didn't get along too much. And if this is going towards your relationship, that's what I felt. But obviously it is a general reading. It could represent you in the work at your job. So you're having conflict with somebody. But my gut instincts say that it's for your relationship. And yeah, so you guys were kind of walking on eggshells around each other. You kind of needed a step back to gain perspective. Yeah. So the next card is going to represent your present. And since it is a general reading, it could mean anything, but I'm still going off my gut instincts and say that you're having some emotional relationship problems. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, it's supposed to be reversed. Sorry. So it talks about rise and fall, up and down, good and bad. It's a cycle. So it's a cycle. It goes around and around, either up and down or sideways, back and forth. So it could be a general reading relating to anything, but I think it's your relationship that's kind of on the rocks. I don't know if one of you guys, I don't know if it's you or your husband or your ex. One of you guys have a temper. I get one of you guys has a short fuse. And I don't know if it's him or you, but that comes up in this card. So let's see. So it talks about changes, a new chapter. So I don't know if you guys are splitting up, but it talks about a new chapter in this card. Adjustments, change in fortune or position. Now position, it could be, again, general, either at work or finances. Usually it's finances, but the whole general feel of this card or the spread made me feel it's talking about a specific person or people that you're involved with, kind of changing a position. Ongoing process. Important decisions need to be made, and this This card talks about the difference between fate and free will. Fate and free will come into play, taking responsibility for your own life path. Yeah. So the next card is going to represent what's helping the situation. Oh, this is another reverse card. I need to flip my cards around because I keep pulling them on. Okay, so the Page of Cups. Now reverse cards, I don't know what they mean to you, but to me it could mean the opposite, or it could mean how you should feel or what others feel. It just depends on how they come up in the spread. So this is what is helping the situation. The Page of Cups. Now cups and water are usually feeling cards. New feelings, new relationships, birth of a child. I don't know if you're a mommy. Talks about being a mother. So birth of a child, either already born, already had one, or it could represent birth of ideas, something blossoming. Pages are usually messengers. They're the first to bring news. So the fish, I don't know if you could actually see, but inside of his cup is a tiny little fish, right? And that represents new life. It talks about imagination, and the cup and water are feelings. This card represents time of reflection and birth, literally or metaphorically. Could represent creative ideas that may lead to great achievement. Seeds. So seeds bring new life, right? Nature. Okay, you need to nurture and nourish this idea and bring it to a healthy fruition, a strong foundation. So with the past two cards, it's talking about starting a new venture, right? And this at the very end talks about having a healthy foundation. Now when I think of foundation, I think of I use the metaphor of a house. When you build a house, you're not going to build it on sand, because that's a really horrible foundation. It's going to crumble below you, right? So the same thing with the relationship. You need to base your relationships on healthy things like love, trust, honesty, and all the good stuff. If you don't have all that good stuff first before you throw in like the fun stuff like sex and all that sort of stuff, it's not going to end up working. It's not going to be healthy. So that's what's helping, that you need to build a strong foundation or go off your gut instincts on how you feel and what you need in a relationship. So the next card, let's see, represents obstacles. You're getting a lot of reverse cards. This is the Three of Cups. Festivities, celebrations, enjoyments, short-lived. So short-lived, instead of being like a long-term happy situation, like settling down and having a family, that sort of thing, this talks about having short-lived. So it's a party, something that spur of the moment kind of thing. So it's talking about that. So I don't know if you have a party, an anniversary, a birth. Let me keep going and see. It talks about festivities, celebration, enjoyment, short-lived, spur of the moment, not everlasting. This could be a birthday, anniversary, graduation, marriage. But since it's reversed and it talks about marriage, I don't know if you guys are going through a divorce. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. So again, the cups are usually feelings. Water is feelings. Something is lacking. Something is needed for future growth. So I'm going to have to say that whatever you're going through right now, I know you didn't really tell me much and I didn't really ask. I apologize for that. But feels like something something major is happening that you haven't really voiced. This is general, so it could either mean your work or your love life or what have you, but again, I'm going off your love life and something seriously lacking. So the next card is going to represent your attitudes. Another reverse card. Now, attitudes could represent your attitude or his attitude, their attitude, other people's attitudes. It could represent the attitude you need to have or what attitude he needs to have. It just depends on how the card lies. So, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This talks about practical, materialistic, yet generous. Strong, determined, self-disciplined, hardworking, knows what it takes to succeed, does what's necessary, independent. Okay, so with this card, I'm going to directly link it to you. Your personality, your strengths. I honestly feel like you could be good without anybody. Like you are a strong, independent woman, basically. And that's what's coming up in this card, that either you already are a strong, independent woman where you're doing everything on your own, or you need to. So the next card is going to be what you need to do. The Queen of Wands reversed. So this is a capable person, successfully blends home and work life. Warm-hearted, taking care of home and family, kids, etc. Dedicated, commitment. This is a multitasker, and it talks about the Queen of Heart and Home. Family is important, put them first, could indicate someone coming into the picture. So just like the other Queen, this is an independent card. You're able to kind of take care of your own business and that sort of thing, and being independent, taking care of your family. And I think it mentioned earlier about children. This is also a mother card, so that's coming up. So the last card usually in this spread will represent the outcome. This is the Three of Pentacles. Wait, did I read that wrong? So this is the Queen of Wands, obviously. I don't remember if I might have been reading that wrong. But this is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, initial completion, recognition, hard work, perseverance, lots of talking going on. There's a pause, reflection, satisfaction with personal accomplishments. Also, if you could see, there's three people in the picture, and I don't know where you are with your husband or ex, but I feel like there's a third person, a third wheel coming into the picture, and I don't know if it's somebody with you that you have kind of picked up the pieces and started dating again, or if he started dating again, but there's three people in this situation. And the third person could represent your children, but that's what I got off of this card. Yeah, it talks about one person being turned away. So I don't know if somebody was cheating at one point. But this card is a card of reflection, that you need to focus on yourself and what you want in a relationship and where you want to be in 5 to 10 years. So it talks about reflection and that sort of thing. Hard work, perseverance. And before, one of the first cards, I think it talked about walking on eggshells and that sort of thing. Trying to read my notes and see. But yeah, I feel like you were in a situation where you weren't very happy, or he wasn't very happy, and you guys were both kind of walking on eggshells around each other. If it was in the past or if it's soon to be in the future, but that's coming up, and I'm not getting a good feeling about this reading. So the last two cards that I pull, I don't know too many other readers that actually pull clarification cards. I do it because it kind of summarizes everything. So the first clarification card that I got, now this card, literally when I was shuffling the deck and I was about to pull the cards, it literally jumped out of the deck. And when that happens, I usually hold it off to the side for any importance, so I need to bring it up. I have to bring this card up. So this is the Judgment card reversed. So this talks about karma, reaping what you've sown, resurrection, renewal, new life, and it talks about mind, body, spirit. So mind, body, spirit, it needs to be healthy to continue, right? Immediately thought of troubled relationship. I felt like a divorce with this card. Like when it jumped out of the deck, I immediately, in my mind, thought, okay, divorce is coming up. So I don't know if you guys have divorced or are in the process of, or if it might come up in the future, but it's talking about divorced here. This card is also a reflection card. So viewing past experiences to help with new issues. So I don't know if you've been through something in the past that was kind of sort of like this. Maybe you guys broke up and you're kind of trying to talk to each other, because one of the cards was talking. It talked about you guys talking more and trying to work things out. I think that was the last card. Initial completion, recognition, hard work, blah, 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 blah. Lots of talk going on. So that was the Three of Pentacles, right? So this is talking about viewing past experiences to help with new issues. So if this isn't having to do with your family and love life, it could represent your work or whatever, since it is a general reading. But my gut instincts went towards relationships again. So judgments must be made on each soul's life. So somebody's doing something, or maybe they have, that isn't very kosher, that isn't very good for each other. And this card talks about reflecting on that. You know, during the judgment day, each soul is going to be judged. And how are you going to pair off? Are you going to rise above, or are you going straight to hell, basically? And that's what this is talking about. Is your relationship good? Is it bad? What's going on, really, basically? Take an honest look at yourself and the situation. This is the time for self-appraisal. Self-appraisal, you went through hell and back, right? So you need to appreciate what you've been through and take that into consideration when you're trying to move forward. Finally, settling a matter, paying debts, and a new beginning. So the last card that I'm going to pull for you is the final clarification card. It is the World. It talks about success, completion, prize, goal reached, completion, time to celebrate, goals realized, dreams starting to happen, rebirth. So overall, I felt like at one point you guys were kind of rocky, and I don't know if you are trying to make things work or if you started a new business plan of some sorts. Maybe you started your own business, but it talks about success in this card. Yeah, I feel like that kind of touched base on everything, but mostly I feel like it was your relationship and everything that's going on with that. Sometimes the cards don't make sense. Sometimes when I pull them, I do at least 5 readings a day, or 5 to 10. So sometimes the energy kind of crosses and I pick up other people's energy. Like when I go to do a reading, it's meant for somebody else that I last spoke to. So if this doesn't make sense, that could be a possibility, or it might be for the future, or I don't know. So if it didn't make sense, just let me know, or if it did, give me a thumbs up. I know it touched base on a lot of personal stuff, and not too many people like to talk about personal stuff, so if it's too personal, that's fine if you don't want to share, but I do appreciate positive feedback, so just let me know yes or no if it makes sense. This, again, was supposed to be for an interview, I guess, for being a reader in the group. So let me know how I did. Sorry it was kind of negative, and I don't know. Well, the last card seemed kind of positive that you're starting new. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye!